Hello, Bree Boucher here. I thought I would take you behind the scenes with me and share with you my monthly financial reset and take you into my spreadsheets and show you what it all looks like for September, and let's plan it all out together in October. So I'm recording this on the 10th of the 10th, a little bit further into the month than I probably want to be doing this. That's okay, as long as I'm doing it right. So let me share my screen with you. And hopefully now you can see my Google sheet, and I can link up where I got this. I got it on Etsy, and yeah, I find it really useful. I do have accounting software, QuickBooks as well, but I'm not using it properly, and there's a lot that's going on in that for me. So for me, this is probably like one of the easiest ways to keep track of my expenditure and my income and all of that. And in the future, when my QuickBooks is in more order, then I might be able to use that instead of this or in conjunction to this. But yeah, I really love this. I have the same template for my personal finances as well. So I've got the same thing but different according to business and personal. So I'm really just sharing with you the business financial budget for the month. So as you can see, I had a pretty good financial month for me. It was one of my best in a long time, and there's a few different reasons. One of those reasons, I received a pretty nice payout for an affiliate campaign that I was a part of a few months ago. So that came through. I also had some one-to-one clients that paid me in that month. So even though I had done the work previously, the invoices came through in this month. I track all of that in a separate space, which I will share in a minute as well. And that's in my Notion system. Now, obviously, I'm also tracking that in QuickBooks. So there's a few different, I suppose, aspects, but this is like the kind of top line view, I suppose. So as you can see, we've got our income here broken down. I haven't specified the affiliate income. So basically, this is like I've exported all of my transactions from my bank account. All of the cash taken in the month has been recorded. And, elsewhere, I've broken it down into the nitty-gritty of like how much it was and for which aspect. You can see that in total, I had $7,664.52 come to me. This is Australian dollars. I charge for my programs, my memberships, etc., my courses, my digital products. They're all charging in US dollars. And so there's obviously like a bit of a difference between some of the information that I'm tracking coming through as US dollars versus the cash at the end of the month. So what this shows is like the cash that I've received, and that's like hitting my bank account. So you can see here that we've got the total expenses is pretty close, like there's only $231.94 left to spend. And that's because I have like expenses, which I'll show you, that offset the income. So whether it's saving or putting money aside, because I follow the profit first method, my expenses were 63% of that, and then I had some savings. So that's kind of more like investments into my future. And then debt is things like I've taken on, whether it's credit card or I have a payment plan for a particular service or offering, and this is the ongoing payments that are required. So I see that as debt, even though it's not like I'm not in debt, but it is something that's continuing on, whereas savings is something different. Then we have bills and subscriptions. So I'll take you through each of these aspects in a moment. So basically what happens is I fill out down here with all of my expenses or transactions for the month. So like I said before, I just extract this out of my bank and then copy and paste it over here. And based on the criteria that I select from here, it then populates in certain areas. So over here we have, if we just look at the expenses side of things, we have the bills, subscriptions and memberships, and expenses. So let's look at those first and I'll explain everything in there. The bills are what I see as fixed expenses, things that I don't really want to turn on and off again, whereas subscriptions and memberships are things that I may opt in and out of versus like fixed. You can see there's gaps here because over time I have let go of a few of those expenses, and the ones that are carrying on now will maintain. And you can see in this instance, I haven't used Descript in September. I downgraded to a free account. With Zapier, my regular account is $45, but I needed to upgrade it in September. That's fixed expenses sit there, and we can see like the difference. So that's mostly due to like the, I guess, expected cost versus the international conversion rate that kind of came through at the time. So this one in particular is because it used my PayPal cash that was sitting in my account at the time rather than just taking it from my bank account. So then we look at like our fixed expenses. Things like Notion, I have a subscription for, and Airtable as well. With Airtable, from people signing up with my unique link, and I wasn't sure if I would have to pay for it this month, so I didn't actually account for it. But in the end, I had, about $15 US that needed to be charged. A Cody is a tool that takes my Stripe transactions and shoots them over to QuickBooks and records them as a receipt. So that helps me with like tracking the income from that perspective and receiving all of the payments that are coming through there. Whereas PayPal, like you can add it as like a bank and you can kind of receipt payments in a different way. It's a fixed expense. I don't see myself letting go of anytime soon. That is one of the major ones for me is Hello Audio. Now I can share links to all of these in the caption, and some of them will be affiliate payments. Hello Audio is a really great one. It's how I share my private podcasts. So basically I have like a truckload of private podcasts of all of like my courses and my memberships, and then also some pop-up podcasts that I share as well, where, it's recording that has been stripped out and it's like just audio based. Personally, I really love consuming podcasts of courses, so I wanted to have that for my students. Insurance, this is business insurance. I can't really get away from. I do need to speak to them and make sure that the amount is correct because things have changed, but let's just keep it at that for now. Shopify is Australian dollars is 65. I pay, it's like a $39 a month, but then there's GST on top of that, and then the exchange rate. So $65. The amount that actually came through is due to a refund. So it shows up as like Shopify, and it's just easier for me to translate that here because I've taken the amount in terms of like my actual income over here. So when a refund comes through, I've just popped it here. So it's not actually the bill, it's just the refund. So yeah, I'm not concerned about that. QuickBooks, as I said, I've got that. Canva, never going to get rid of Canva. Zenla is my course platform, my website, Zoom, all of the things, like heaps of things are connected to that. So it's a big all-in-one software for me. And yeah, I pay that monthly. So I have Drip now as my email provider, and it used to be Flowdesk. I am still paying Flowdesk as well because I haven't finished the migration, and my subscriptions have been growing. So every month I'm actually paying more with Drip, whereas with Flowdesk it was like a flat fee, whereas now I'll be like paying more. So this will reduce, but it might actually increase over time. Airtable, I normally like pay about $30-ish a month, give or take, and it was a bit less this time around. G Suite is known as Google Workspace now. So I have like one email and it's like a terabyte of data. Okay, now all of those transactions that I showed before down here in this section, they have been pulled over into these three sections. So bills, subscriptions, memberships, and expenses. So Now let's look at those individually. We have international transaction fees. Every charge that I have that is an international transaction, I pay a percentage. I don't really know off the top of my head what that looks like in terms of how much it is, but I account for about $30 a month, and I was under that, so that was really good. Facebook ads, I had anticipated paying or having more ads in the month. I didn't. I turned some off, so I didn't have to pay very much for that. And this is from August spend, actually. It was not a September campaign. Owner's pay is 50%. And this is where I talked about the profit first model. So I draw 50% of my revenue to pay myself. And I estimated $1,500 as the amount. In the end, because I made a lot more and I paid myself exactly 50%, I ended up paying myself, $2,000-ish more, which is really nice. Affiliate payouts, again, I kind of guesstimate this at about 300, and this is paying people for referring people to my products. My team, so I've actually got two VAs. One is offshore in Philippines and one in Australia. So I have both invoices, and I just code them into the same section. So a little bit more this month, for whatever reason, that's okay. Happy with that spend. I used to have a copywriter as well, but I don't have that person anymore. So that just one sits, not doing anything. Now, marketing costs is kind of a little bit of a catch-all for me. It's things like actual marketing software. I'll show you what that looks like individually. And then sometimes it's also programs like courses or things that I need to learn to market my business. So historically, I tend to spend a lot more in this than I want to, and I do need to keep it down. So I did obviously give myself a pretty strong target in $50, and I didn't hit it. Marketing costs, here's a couple already. Simple Booklet, that is a piece of software that I turn on and off, and it's not recurring enough to go in that membership subscription section. So it's just going to go under marketing costs. And that's just my logic around it. It's connected to particular campaigns. So when I do collaboration bundles, that's, going to be part of the software that I use. So Simple Booklet, marketing costs for that reason. Another one here is Midjourney. So that's an AI graphic tool software. And that kind of fluctuates again. Some months I do it, some months I don't see enough of a pattern to bring it in just yet. What else do we have? Here's another one. Okay, so I signed up for, it was only $1.23, so that's no biggie. I signed up to a YouTube software that was recommended to me from an email just to try that out, and the trial was $1.23, so I thought I'd give that a go. OpenAI, so that is the tokens of any sort of AI tools that I have connected are charging me. It's not much at all, and as you can see, it's 92 cents US dollars, and it's $1.44 in Australian. All right, here's another marketing cost. Now, this one is a membership, which is a vault of marketing resources. Let's see, another one, marketing costs. So it's probably not marketing, but it's online learning again. It's a membership. And this one's about inclusion, Australian inclusion in terms of including Australian Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people more into our offerings and things like that. All right, what else do we have? Okay, here's probably where the majority of the costs came in, and this is definitely marketing costs, and it's a quarterly payment. So for 3 months, I joined a brand new membership, which is about chatbots, and that's it. So that's the marketing costs explained, just if you were curious why I went over. Now let's jump into the savings. So basically what I have here is some products that I want to save towards if I have the spare cash. If I have an excess, I will put money towards it so I can join the program in the future. Basically, the main bit that I use is the profit, expense, and the taxes. So as I said earlier, I follow the profit first model. So the idea is that you take profit from yourself first. You don't like hope that there's profit left over. So profit for me is 5% of my revenue. So I budgeted 256 and I put aside 355. And then with taxes being 15%, that idea is that it just sits there as like cash ready to go for when we pay the taxes in the future. So I ended up putting aside more for that as well. The other things that came through or didn't come through in this particular month, it's one of these ones that like drops in at the end of the month or at the very start of the month. And so sometimes it's like double 1 month and less the other, like not happening 1 month. So this is a conference that I'm going to. It's a payment plan. So I see that as like a debt. So $115.50 for like 10 months or something like that. Mini membership method. I love that program. There's so much that I get out of that. So $150 US, sorry, $150 Australian, it's an equivalent of 97 US. So it sort of fluctuates each month. Silver Moon Sales, another program that I pay $70 US. So around 115 every month. Credit cards. So just paying down some expenditure that I had when my income wasn't as high, I suppose. I didn't actually pay anything towards my credit card from my business because I put a deposit down on a mastermind that I have joined in October in this month. So yeah, the first payment of that will come out this month, but the deposit went down. What else shall I show you? So my monthly carryover is like the amount that I had in my bank account at the end of the month. And the difference that I have between what my actual kind of income versus all of like the actual expenditures is, this is actually the amount that's in my bank account at the moment. So basically when I set up my October, I've already put it in there, the $231.94 in the monthly carryover. So I know that that's already sitting in there, and then like everything kind of makes sense at the end of the month. So the idea of this budget is to do a every dollar budget. So that means it should be zero when I actually set it up, rather than like having cash left over and not sure what we're going to do with it. Because like I was showing you before, if I have things that I want to save towards or put more money to my credit card, perhaps I will do that with my income that I have in. So you might be like, why is your expenses so high? It's because I want it to be balanced out, and because my expenses show me paying myself as well. So there you go. So you can see my bills were higher than I thought because I didn't anticipate, making more. You can see like I made almost $2,000 more than I kind of was projecting or hoping for, which is amazing. So there you go. That is the review. I'm really happy with how that's all tracking. Probably if I was to school myself a little bit, as I have already mentioned, I would probably be a little bit more mindful of my marketing costs and try not to sign up to too many programs or offers that come out. And if I do, then they probably should be like savings. So potentially what I could do is have another category here, which is the occasional digital product purchase that I want to make, rather than putting it into the marketing costs. So yeah, I can kind of like think about that. And I do want to put money towards my credit card next month in October. Let me show you now something that I have in Notion, which is my project management tool. And what I've got in here is a database that was provided as part of a product that I purchased. And essentially what I do is I pop in what sales that I'm going to make for the month ahead, and estimate what that looks like. So as you can see, I've done that, and I'm anticipating another $7,000 month. So basically that's based on, having people purchase different products at different like payment plans. signing up for memberships, purchasing stuff in my shop, affiliate income. Maybe, in the past it was like clients and services. I've really pulled back on that. And then we have one of my new products that I'm going to be launching this month in October. So basically the price here is relative to the offer. And then my goal here shows like what I want to do, like whether it's just the one payment plan or multiple at the payment plan. And what else? Yeah, and so you can see I've already shown some income has come through in the month. So I won't show it to you, but there's a tracking tool that I have. I've got a Zap coming through from Stripe and PayPal, and it then puts into Notion the income. So it shows me what purchases have been made, what recurring payments have been made, and all that sort of stuff. So I can keep track of how many new people are purchasing every month and how much of that is recurring. I recorded some affiliate income already in here just to kind of like show how this works. What I'm going to be doing is pulling over this amount in total. I'm not going to break it down into the categories in the budget when I set it up. So if we go to October, you can see I've already got the monthly carryover. I previously tracked these individually, but if I just now say I'm expecting 70/40, and if I put 231.94 here, that should give me my total income. Once this works, it's going to like be slow on me, of course. It's going to show how much that I can kind of spend in the month. So I will carry over. Probably the easiest thing to do is just to copy and paste all of these over. And here you can see some of the older subscriptions that I've had that may or may not make an appearance again in the near future. So definitely not Photoshop, and possibly not this for a little while at least, and probably not this for a little while at least as well. But I can't say it. Koalander is a calendar-based tool that is like $10 a month. It's not a huge amount, but when you want to reduce your expenses, some things just need to like drop off. So I use that every now and then. ManyChat potentially will make a reappearance because I'm doing this chatbot program, as I said, and potentially pulling that into some of my future launches and the launch runway and offers like that I'm going to be putting out there, some of the freebies and stuff. So I think that it might make sense for me to bring that back, and I'll have a think about what amount that will be. So now let's go across and copy over the amount from the budget. Okay, copy that, paste that. So with Koalander, Koalander, I'm going to leave that at 0 because I don't think I'm going to use it. And with ManyChat, I think it's like $15 a month. So that's probably like 22 Australian. Maybe, we'll see. I'll probably reduce my Zapier charge in October. I don't think I will need to have increased Zaps. So the one that I'm on, the plan that I'm on is 750 Zaps for about 45 Australian. The script, I don't think I'm going to have too many videos to edit in October. Nothing comes to mind. If I do, I get an hour to edit every month for free, which is only like one video. All right, let's skip the expenses here for a minute. Actually, no, I'll do that one now. Let's copy that over. Okay. do I have any gifts in October? So gifts are more like for birthdays and things like that for my team. I don't think I have any need for gifts. I'll add it in if I need to. But international transaction fees, happy to keep that at $30. Facebook ads, I would like to bring that back, but I may not do it until the end of the month. I'm just thinking about my some of my programs that are coming up. Will I be starting? I might start it at the end of the month. So let's just say 120 for now. We'll see. Owner's pay, let's work out what 50% of this is. So let's just use a formula. If this works, so we're going to go here, divided by 2. All right, so about 3,500, very similar to last time. Affiliate payouts, we're going to keep about the same, 300 just in case. I could probably look and double check, maybe after this I will, what's currently coming in, and just see if there's anything that's blown out. Hi, editing Brie here. So it turns out the video actually froze right about now. So I'm going to be chopping that out and adding in this new section. So let's get to it. Hello, picking you up in a different recording studio. So we're just testing this out to see how it goes and jumping in where we finished off. I think now this is going to be a little bit different because I'll say different things to what I originally was going to say, and I may repeat myself, so hopefully I don't do that too much. Apologies if I do, and I might forget to share something with you. So if there's something that you're seeing on the screen right now and you're like, what is going on here, and I haven't shared that with you, comment below and I will do another video or work something out in the future. All right, so as I was saying, my VAs, I pay them $600 a month. So that one doesn't change. And then we have the $50 here for the marketing costs. So we know that I have been spending way much more than that in the past, but I'm going to try and keep it to $50 and basically take this month to analyze the additional marketing costs that I'm kind of incurring. Now, what I may not have shared, because I think it came in later, was that I actually changed the owner's pay amount. So it's not actually 50% of the income anymore. And that is due to my expenses being more than that. So when I actually went through, I did my 5% profit being $352. So that's, the formula here, up here at the top. And then I had 15% for taxes, so that doesn't change. But what I did is I went and filled everything out and then looked at the balance of what is actually remaining. So sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Now, Heart Centered Conference, I'm expecting a payment for that in this month. I think I might have already had that come through. Mini membership method, as usual. Silver Mint sales, I want to pay my $300 credit card bill, pay more than my bill. Potentially I could bring this down to actually only paying what's due, which is about $50. So I'll play that one by ear when the payment's due, but yeah, we'll go from there. Then we have the mastermind that I've just joined. So this is the first payment. So it'll be about $720 a month starting next week. So that is what actually has pushed my budget off, because it means that my expenses are more than 30%. And while, when I look at things over here, can I reduce anything in my bills? I don't think so. Can I reduce anything in my subscriptions or memberships? Unlikely. I've added in ManyChat. I don't want to get rid of some of these memberships that I have. Loom, I definitely need to use that for recording lessons and screen recording and stuff like that, but I am using this different tool right now, so maybe I won't. Maybe I can use Descript instead and we can get away with that, but we'll see. With Descript, it may mean that I need to increase that, and then basically if my expenses are more than 30%, it just means I'm going to pay myself less. So basically what I did was landed on what all of the expenses were, removed the amount that was, so essentially zeroed that out, and then took what comes up here and wrote that there. Okay, so that's how this zero every dollar budget works. Yeah, so that's kind of that. As I said, I'm picking this up after the fact, so I'm not sure if I've missed anything in particular. Hopefully, we can kind of cover off everything that you might have questions about. But I hope this has been an enjoyable video to watch and yeah, interesting to you. Let me know if there's any questions in the comments, if there's more detail you'd like me to provide. So I think I would like to do these monthly if there's interest for them, and yeah, just share behind the scenes with you guys and take you into my business a little bit and show you, what I spend my money on and how I make decisions every month and how I keep track of my money. So yeah, I'll catch you in another video. All right, see ya.